The other day I reported Andrew to the police, again. Now the monarchy is corrupt, but with Andrew there are very real and significant concerns about his behaviour, and there remain serious accusations of criminality. These accusations remain unproven, but they also remain largely uninvestigated. And the most recent charge comes in light of reports that Andrew had made a good friend of Yang Tengbo, an alleged Chinese spy who has been barred from entering the UK. During this reporting of this scandal in late 2024, I was reminded that he'd previously been reported as having lodged documents with Companies House using a false name. Rather than using his real name, he used Andrew Inverness because, of course, he is the Earl of Inverness as well as the Duke of York. His real name, of course, is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Some royalists suggest this is a legitimate name for him to use, but while royals sometimes use titles as part of their name, such as William and Harry using Wales as a surname, Companies House requires your legal name, not a pseudonym. And the obvious question is, why use a name other than your own? What's the point other than to conceal a person's real identity? So I reported Andrew to the police, again imploring them to act without fear or favour, in a hope that they might get to the bottom of this and determine whether he had actually broken the law. Now, I doubt very much they'll do anything at all because they never do. In 2016, I reported Andrew for suspected criminal damage after it was reported in the press that witnesses had seen him deliberately drive his vehicle into gates at Windsor Great Park, causing £80,000 of damage to property owned by the Crown Estate. The police said they wouldn't normally look at damage-only road traffic collisions, ignoring the fact that this was an accusation of deliberate criminal damage. Now, last year, I reported Andrew to the Met following fresh revelations that came out of a Florida court. The documents include accusations that Andrew sexually assaulted a minor while in London. The accusations added that Ghislaine Maxwell facilitated Prince Andrew's acts of sexual abuse. The Met Police said they had no intention of opening any investigation. In 2001, Virginia Roberts reported sexual offences committed by Andrew to the police here in London. Since then, the police claim to have conducted a review of the case but have refused to do anything about it. Andrew, meanwhile, insisted that he had never met Virginia Roberts, now Giffray, before paying her an estimated £12 million so he could avoid facing civil action in a US court. That seems like an odd thing to do for someone you've never met. Andrew is perhaps the most obvious and worst case of questionable behaviour from the royals, but he's not alone. The Met refused to properly investigate accusations against Charles when I reported him for exchanging honours for cash, despite quite clear evidence being available via the Sunday Times. The police declined to interview Charles either as a witness or a suspect, and then dropped the whole thing 2 years later. Now, the Republic will be taking these issues up with the police, because while the royals are the real problem here, the police refusal to treat them without fear or favour, to investigate them as they would anyone else, is a very serious problem itself. Now, everyone must be equal in law, or none of us are, and anyone in public office must be held to account if there are serious accusations of wrongdoing. Now, following a letter that I drafted and which was sent to the Queen from 150 ex-services veterans in 2022, Andrew was stripped of most of his honorary titles and patronages. But he still holds public office as Duke of York, Earl of Inverness, much to the annoyance of the people of York and Inverness, and of course he remains a Vice Admiral in the Navy. Now, it's time Andrew faced serious investigation, and it's time the police also faced an inquiry into their policing of royal accusations. Then it's time we ditch this whole rotten show, abolish the monarchy, and change the country for good.